afternoon, everybody. I'm Brenda Siler with the Washington Informer, lifestyle reporter. I know you're used to seeing me usually on Fridays during WIN TV, but we've got a special thing going on today, Informer Live. Our special guests, the Baylor Project. That would be Jean and Marcus Baylor. And we just want to let you get a little bit of a taste of what they are about. Woo! If you all weren't feeling joy just from that short clip, then you are just numb. But look, we're going to talk to the crew right here. This is Jean and Marcus Baylor. Welcome to Informer Live, production of the Washington Informer newspaper here in D.C. So happy to have you with us.
Thank
you so much.
It's good to see you, Miss Brenda.
Yes, so good to see you.
And we are talking to them because they are going to be performing here in the DC area this weekend, Sunday the 12th, from starting at 4 o'clock at the Public Playhouse. That's in Prince George's County, Cheverly, Maryland. I'm excited to go there because I've not been to that venue. I've been to a lot of venues in this area, but I've not been to that one. So I'm excited to see what that's about. I think it's a nice, intimate space that we're going to really get a chance to feel what you have to offer. So welcome. And you all are a busy crew because you've been traveling. You were back in my old area of Atlanta down. I know the WCLK people down there love you, and we love you here in DC. Most people had a chance to experience you last year at DC Jazz Fest. Talk about that because it seems as though you all just blew up after that. Talk about that.
Wow.
Well,
I think so.
We can't tell. We don't know.
Yeah.
No. Oh my gosh, we had a good time down there.
Yes.
You know, it's always a progressive, I don't want grind, progressive hustle, aggressive work. And then you sow the seeds, and then in time you get to see the fruit of it. So
Yes.
I remember we started our first jazz club with our first gig in Harlem at Smoke. And from there, now we're breaking into the European market and international markets and going to a lot of the major markets in the US. So we have grown, I guess, because we're always working.
Yes.
We have to consciously pause and then acknowledge, wow,
Yeah.
we've come a long way.
Come a
We've come a
long way.
long way. And then we get back on the work train.
Yes.
Well, you bring us in all the time because you all have one of the best social media games in town. You need to give a tutorial because there's a lot of artists that just don't know how to do it. You're giving all the credit to Marcus there.
100%, absolutely. If it was up to me, we probably wouldn't have email.
You need to give a workshop because I'm telling you, you have no idea with when I am doing interviews with some artists. And I want to tell them, well, where can we go and find you? It's nothing going on. But the BaylorProject.com is the website for this group, for this duo. They have listed every social media platform they are on. And you just need to go there because you get to follow them with their concerts. We get to follow them as husband and wife. We get to follow them as band leaders. We get to follow them even on vacation. They were just in Cabo. And we get to see the most important thing that I feel that we get from is how to disinfect your hotel room. I'm looking for, you need to get a sponsor.
You ain't lying.
You need to cop that as a sponsor. I'm just saying. For your tours. I'm just putting it out there. But I'm glad you mentioned that you started out in Harlem at Smoke, because Smoke also is a record label, Smoke Records, and we got to talk about Grammys coming up and things that you all have done. And there's this wonderful album with Buster Williams, where Jean, you are the vocalist on all but two of the cuts, I believe. Talk about that because you all have a long relationship with Buster Williams.
Ah, man. I mean, Buster is a mentor of ours. I studied with Buster when I went to the New School in New York City. Myself, Robert Glasper, and even a band member Keith Loftus in our band. So many of us, Buster mentored us, and so just to circle things back around. Um, one of the first jazz gigs when we started the Baylor project, Buster hired Gene for his band, and so Buster has just been a huge supporter, and we just love him, man. He's a legend.
And he complimented. I read the notes on the cover of the album, and it was interesting what he said, Gene, about you and your voice, and how that's evolved into jazz. We know Marcus, as a drummer, was with Yellow Jackets. So everything seems to be coming together so beautifully. You've already been nominated for 6 Grammys in the past, and you all have won the NAACP Image Award. You've won two of those, I believe. What does it mean? One, just one. Okay, okay. Well, there's another one coming, evidently.
We got two in the house. We got hers, and I got mine.
Okay, I'm projecting, and you've been nominated, like I said, for 6 Grammys before, but now we're in this space where it's for your consideration. We need to let people understand what that means when you're looking for people to acknowledge you and to consider you so you can be nominated versus actually being nominated. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because some
Yeah,
of us are novices out there and may not understand the difference.
it's like, you know what it's like when somebody bring a sweet potato pie over to the house, because you don't eat everybody's sweet potato pie. Watch where I go with this.
Or macaroni and cheese.
Or macaroni and cheese, you just get a slither. Y'all got to know a slither is smaller than a small bite. And if you taste that bite and that bite is right, you be like, I'm keeping this for the house.
Okay.
And so now let me bring it in with Grammys. For your consideration means that there's a whole Recording Academy membership.
Yes.
So if the members of the voting member will listen to your album if they like it, if they like it enough to feel like it's enough for nominations, they will check it off on their ballot. And whoever has the most the most votes, like the top 5 out of all the entries, it could be hundreds of entries, then that's what makes it the final 5. And then after, like, tomorrow, the nominations come out to see who will be nominated for 2024. And so tomorrow is the actual
Tomorrow?
tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is maybe like 11 o'clock.
11. Okay, so you're going to be
on Friday. I'm sorry. Yep,
Friday.
On Friday. And so from there, you would know who your nominees are. And then after that, another ballot goes out to the membership, and they pick who they whatever album or project they like within the top 5. And that's how you come out with your winners.
We have some Recording Academy members that listen to our show,
Oh, wow.
and I'm sure they're getting the reminders, but here's another reminder. Y'all look out for your email or however it's going to get to you, train, plane, or automobile or whatever. And you will be on point by considering our guests today. And there are a couple of categories that you're in. Not only are you in with Gene, you're in with the Buster Williams album, but also with Adam Blackstone. Is that one that's up for consideration as well? And for the best arrangement, instrumental vocals. People think they don't know who Adam Blackstone is, but you know who he is because you've seen him directing as a band leader on television shows, and he is the guy. He is the guy that everybody likes to work with. So the album is Vulnerable, or is that the cut on the album? The album
that's the cut that we are nominate. Well, that's up for consideration for. And voting actually happened for the first round. It was back in October, and then after the nominations, a come out on Friday, then voting would kick back in like sometime in November
Mhm.
for, but yeah, but the track is called Vulnerable for Adam Blackstone. It's his live project. And
Yes.
yeah, which is yeah.
And I
Those are
noticed also from social media, you all work with a lot of people. It seems as though people just come and hang out with you, even if they're not billed, they're just coming out at places where you perform. They're maybe showing up in the studio when you're trying to record something. I'm thinking that seems to be an affirmation, a confirmation versus that you all are top musicians that are there in the mix, and people just want to rub up against you because they want to get the beauty that you all are putting out there. That's what I get.
man. Thank
Thank
you so much.
you.
That's
Wow.
what I get.
Oh,
And you've just been in great spaces. I want to talk a little bit also about what's happening after you leave the Washington, D.C. area. You're going to Europe for a long time.
Yeah.
couple
For
of
like,
years.
yeah, up until December 2nd or 3rd, the beginning of December. That's
Yeah,
going
I'll
to
be
be a bit of
taking
a
a break.
grind, but you're going to be going to some places I'm thinking where you've not been before.
I have not been to Croatia. There's a lot of Germany, I think Switzerland. There's a couple other places, Paris. Man, he's been almost everywhere
Mhm.
because jazz takes you everywhere.
That's
So this is
true.
like my first go around in a lot of places that are not like super major territories, or maybe they are major territories, but yeah, we're starting to make our rounds in the international market, so we're super excited.
Once again, we're talking to Jean and Marcus Baylor, heading up the Baylor Project. They're coming here to DC before they go to Europe, but they're coming here to DC this weekend, Sunday the 12th, and it's an early show. It's like 4 o'clock.
Wow.
What?
So,
Yes.
you're not going to be out late on a school night. It's an early show, and you have no excuses at 4 o'clock. And I just want to make sure that people know about this at the Public Playhouse. It's at the Public Playhouse. You can get all the deets on the Baylor Project's website, and that's the BaylorProject.com. The BaylorProject.com. But if you're already following them on social media, the information is there as well. So let's talk about after you get back from Europe.
Whew.
Hopefully you'll have some rest time, and you're looking forward to that, I'm sure, because it's been,
Yeah,
it's been kind of grueling for you. What can we expect next? Because the last album you put out, Apparatus, is still going strong. That's how I came to really understand what you're doing. And I love what you're doing. It's very interesting how you describe what you're doing, that you're a three-way intersection between jazz, gospel, and legacy.
Mhm.
Okay, it's all there. It's all there. But I found that sometimes when MCs introduce you, they focus on the gospel, which is okay, but they make it sound like that's all you're about. You do it all. And so, talk a little bit about what people will be able to really experience this Sunday at the Public Playhouse.
Well, I mean, first of all, you want to talk about it? Well, I'll
No.
say that I mean, both of our history. I mean, you talk about I come, out of the Yellow Jackets. Gene and I are both pastors' kids. Gene was part of one of the legacy R&B duos of history in the '90s, Jeanne. So when you talk about hip hop, jazz, R&B, all of it is just it's combined. It's black music. So it all comes from the same source, the same place, and so we don't necessarily see music as like genres like that. But I understand business and industry and marketing.
Yeah.
That's how placements are, but we're just gonna have a good time. So this is what you got can expect Chevrolet is that we're gonna have a good time on Sunday to just as we get inspired, we pray that you get inspired because it's the experience is just as important for us that the audience is far as the energy giving us the feedback and all that. It's all the same. It's all
So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no.
I remember seeing Jeanne as the opening act for Maxwell here in DC. So that was, I
Wow.
saw that. Little did I know what was to come.
Wow.
That was in the
Are you
90s.
finding this out for the first time?
No, I
Oh,
knew when I met you all, even a little before I met you all last year at DC Jazz Fest, I knew and I said, oh, okay. And anytime anybody asked me about the Baylor Project, I said, well, Jean sang with Jeanne. And then I say, hey, Mr. DJ. And they like,
Oh,
oh,
God.
look, we are excited to see you and thank you. I know your schedule is extremely busy. Everybody, please go to thebaylorproject.com, get all the information so you can get your tickets for this Sunday at the Public Playhouse here in Prince George's County, Maryland. It's an early show, 4 o'clock, because what you saw at the beginning of the show today here on Informer Live, you're going to have that same joy in person when you see the Baylor Project. And I want to remind our listeners, our show, Win TV, that most of you are used to watching. This Friday show is going to be a salute to our veterans. So you need to come and join us with that at 12 noon on Friday, Eastern Time. And thank you, Jean and Marcus Baylor. And we look forward to seeing you this weekend. Be safe and be well, everybody.
Thank you
thank you
so
so much.
much.
Blessings
See
to
you
you.
then.
See you then.